Okay, welcome back. Part 2 of our episode of our credit expert episode that we have with Miss Kecia Newton, founder, CEO.
What's up
Fresh
with it?
Start Credit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna add that restoration back on
Go
there.
ahead and on there.
Once again, I am one of your co-hosts, Willis. I have Miss Amani Blunt.
Money sold it.
Hey, I have Miss Tory
Money
Barnes.
sold it.
And then we have Miss Broker, Miss Sheridan McCorkle over
Hi.
here. We had a great episode with that one there. And so we just kind of want to keep the vibe going. And, I want to kind of ask you more so about you because, a lot of people, they spend money with people that they know. In that regard, to even buying a house, anything that really what sells is people that I know and trust. Yeah. So with your company that you have, kind of tell us more about how you got started with the credit journey. How long have you been doing it to where you are now?
Okay, I'll give you the short version. Didn't know anything about credit. Come from a home where financial literacy, education, generational wealth, credit, saving for a rainy day, none of that was taught. So I'm the poster child for trial and error. So that's kind of how I learned. So the backstory is my credit was trash, but I didn't know it was trash because I didn't know the ranges from a 300 to a 850. Like I didn't know that. So I actually went to
it goes on. Have you seen somebody with a 300? I ain't never seen nobody with 300.
I said that, and then I did see somebody with a 300. Insecure. It was. I literally stared at the computer screen. I could not believe it. I said, "Oh my God, I didn't even think it got."
Because what do you start with? What do you start with to me?
Well, you can't. That's how low it can go, but you can start with anything. So, like for example, my eldest child that graduated, when she graduated at 18, she had a 755. So that's what she technically started with.
That's
you know what I'm saying? So it kind of depends, but it's not like we turn 18 and then you got to start at 300 and build. It was somebody can start at 18, get added to their grandma's account as an authorized user with their first line of credit. She done had it for 30 years, never had a late payment. They probably gonna be at 780.
Save for later.
You know what I'm saying? Like and that's how they started. So credit is a game. When you know how to play the game, you play the game. So long story short, went to buy a house in my 20s. He was like, "Oh, your credit is 470." I'm like, "Cool, I want to buy a house." The only thing you can do I don't think you understand what that means. I'm like, "Well, what does it mean I want to buy a house?" He was like, "Nah, you ain't buying no house in no 470." So that sparked my interest because I'm a super analytical person. So I have to figure out why. I need to know why. And so that started the journey. And so then after getting a little bit educated, you do your cousins, your friends, see how it work out all the kinks. Then I did that for like 3 years, and then I became successful. So now I'm 11 years in. I started at 29.
Okay.
Yeah, nice. So I'm 11 years in. But I didn't start my business until 2015.
Okay.
So so
8
in
years
June
officially.
Yeah, in June
officially.
It'll be in 8 years it'll be 8 years in June. But before that, I did it. I'm not one of those people. My motto is I have to eat, sleep, and breathe it before I can charge you for it.
Right.
Yeah.
And I feel that way too. Yeah. Like I wouldn't feel comfortable. Like,
I love it.
I can do my own credit and get stuff deleted, and when somebody else nah, because if something go wrong, I do not know what.
Somebody else's eyelash.
Like what?
If I mess mine up, that's one thing. If I mess yours up, that's
totally
different.
And that's so critical because there are so many, like we spoke on our last episode, so many people that now just pop up out the woodworks. Everybody's doing credit repair.
See them all the time.
And I'll be like, I know that person.
I seen a felon doing credit. I said, now how that work?
I'm like, it baffled me because I'm like, I know your credit score.
Listen.
How are you helping people get credit repaired and you need credit prepared?
Yeah.
Right.
And so it's always been something that bothered me because obviously I only do business with people I trust.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm very tight knit with who I even let into my circle because my thing is my reputation.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You're not getting the calls that your credit's not going where it's supposed to. I'm getting the calls because I sent them to you.
Yeah.
Right.
And so it's like, well, it's your person didn't do this. Yeah. Well, it's this like electrician, your electrician. I'm like, well, I don't do electrician. I'm like, call him. That's what. And so I only like doing business with people that I know and trust.
Yeah.
And that I can actually, when I give you a referral, know that it's verified.
Yeah.
I'm giving you somebody that I would use.
Yeah.
Because I use Kecia for my credit.
Yeah.
In that regard.
Yeah.
So did my parents.
Yeah.
They used them as well.
Yeah.
And like I talked about in the last episode, they were able to buy a house in that regards here.
Yeah.
It wasn't an easy journey, and
Yeah.
we've had a lot of situations and kind of going from there.
Yeah.
But I understood if I'm not going to send you to somebody that I wouldn't use.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that to my clients because once you start putting money in somebody's pocket, that's a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
Now if you're doing it as a favor, hey,
That's
you
one
get what
thing.
it's what you get when you do it free. But when I pay you for a service, I demand a certain
want the
level.
service.
Right.
And then also, not to cut you off, people need to have those expectations. So, like, when I send somebody to you to buy a house, I'm like, he gonna get on your nerves, but he gonna sell your house. Because he gonna tell you, because he pull up on me, I'll be like, bro, do I gotta? He like, yeah, you might want to go ahead and add that bathroom. I'm like, oh.
Yeah,
let me add the bathroom.
case
You know what
in
I'm
point,
saying?
on our last one,
listen to him. So
she
you got to preface that thing so that people can have
sorry.
realistic
People need to be
expectations.
realistic.
It's like he gonna be on you, but he ain't gonna tell you nothing wrong. He gonna price it right, and your house is going to sell. Do not go to him if you want fluff and buff. If you don't want nobody to check on you,
You want
don't-
yes
that's
man.
not who you
Yeah,
go.
somebody
that's
and
just gonna
Keisha
do
ain't
everything
that.
you want.
Keisha
and-
know, like I said in our last episode, she's one of my investors, but I'm not a yes man.
At
Right.
all.
I don't work for you. We partner together.
Even if we
Facts.
are friends and we cool
Yeah.
outside of the
Give it to me
transaction,
straight.
I'm gonna go even harder on you.
Because
Yeah.
my thing is, if I'm not your friend, am I not able to keep it real with you?
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
you got to.
Like, and so case in point on our last flip that we talked about, she called me, bro. Do I really got to put this bathroom? I said, if you don't want an extra $15,000, I said,
I had to
I was like,
dig
it's
up
a
the
difference of
basement.
15. She was like, well, I put it in.
I will.
And it was
And
literally
then?
the difference of the price point where we would have literally lost
It
about
literally.
20 grand on the list price because what we comped out, it wouldn't have fit in there.
Right.
And that was my highest flip to date.
Yeah.
And it sold.
Within we were on there for 2 weeks. This is when rates
Yeah.
were just going through the roof.
Yeah. It
And
was.
and normally ours hadn't said first day, hey sis, I got an offer, this and that. And she's like, all right, cool, let's see if we get anything else. I'm like, all right, just take this one. Or I'll tell her like, hey, let's wait it out and see what else comes. This one didn't come with an expiration on our offer. So we had the ability to wait and see what
Yeah.
else comes.
Yeah.
But sometimes, like I said, but that's when you build up to that level where
Yeah.
she understands.
Sure.
We've got into arguments.
We
Where
had.
people
like,
like
bro,
they be like, who worked for who at this
Like,
point? And I'm like, because that's
give me the
because I'm
clothes.
like
I don't care
I'm
what you say.
Business
Blame
is
it on
I
business.
me.
got to because as us as real estate agents, especially even with our clients, we owe them a level of service where we
True.
got to keep it real with
True
them.
story.
I'm
True
not
story.
I'm not here to just give
Fluff and
you
buff.
yeah I'm not
That's
here to
what I
just tell you what you
appreciate,
want.
The realness.
Because I can do that, but it'd be like Bonner, where it sits on the market for forever, and then now you
said-
looking at me, I'm looking at you like I
And
gave
I'm
you
looking
what
at
you
my
wanted.
bank account like,
Yeah, when we gonna sell this?
Right.
I'd
And
rather
so-
somebody be mad at me for keeping it real and kind of getting on
Yeah.
their nerves than be mad at me because I lost them money.
Come on.
Yeah.
Or
Or
get
didn't
mad
do
at
a
me
good
because,
job. Yeah.
you know,
Because you didn't
because
do a good job.
something that was in my control, fell through. I definitely would rather somebody be mad like, you making me do all this stuff, but it's going to pay off rather than you cost me $50,000.
Yeah,
like, I'd rather you
whoa.
be mad at
Yeah.
that than the money.
And especially when we deal with investors and things like that, they're entrusting us with. Most time, this could bankrupt their business if we do
Literally.
this wrong.
Yeah.
literally.
They out here looking for a 9 to 5 because we fumbled the bag for them.
Yes.
We have skin in the game, but they got skin in the game.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
it
And
is
it's
a
totally
risk.
different.
It-
And
it-
so,
it's a
like I
lot.
said, even harping back to credit, when I send somebody for credit repair, it's because I know and trust them. I do business with them.
Yeah.
In that regards here. So another question I wanted to ask, that commonly asked questions is, what's the benefit of I can just do it myself or just paying somebody like you to be able to do credit repair?
It's like anything else. If the Bible that I read tells me I can do all things through Christ,
Which
who
strengthens me.
I
Hey,
can do
come
all
on.
things. I don't want to do all things.
Right.
Right. Say
I
that.
want to do the things that I want to do, and I believe by His strength, I'm gonna be able to do them. So to answer your question, yes, you can do it. I tell people this in my seminars. You can fix your own credit. You absolutely can. But you need to be educated in fixing your own credit. So the difference between somebody just saying, I can do it, and somebody that actually does it is the education and the time into it. It's just like anything. Like, yeah, you can do it, but do you really want to take your time and perfect the craft? Like painting a Picasso. You can't just go get a $1 paintbrush from Dollar Tree. It's the paintbrush. It's the stroke. It's the,
The
like I'm
expertise
creating a
that comes with it.
masterpiece.
The experience
Yeah, I
that
can't
comes
just
with
go
it.
do a sip and paint. Like, no,
Right.
it doesn't work like that. Or you going to get sip and paint quality.
Yeah.
So, yes, you can do it, but if you want to do it, go do it. You can do anything you put your mind to. That's my favorite quote. Whether you think you can or think you can't, either way, you right.
Say
Either
that
way,
thing.
you right.
Yeah, that's
Say that thing.
Either way, you right. So you can, but you gonna have to educate yourself. It's gonna require some discipline.
So what are some of the red flags, I guess you should say, when people are reaching out because they see this person does credit repair and things like that, things that you want to caution them before they actually agree to do those credit repair with that person? Because obviously you have an expertise. You've done this, officially business-wise a year, but longer than that. But what are some of the things for people that are watching because they know somebody is doing it, questions they should be asking, things like that, to be able to caution them, even if they don't go with you or contact you, because we'll put all your contact information on how to be able to reach out to you. But what are some red flags they should look for?
Credit Karma. Credit Karma is red flag number one, because be leery of those credit companies that use Credit Karma as, if they say, give me your Credit Karma login, and that's how they're, checking for your updates. That's a red flag. People do that. If they don't have like a software or a back house, anything where you can validate what you paying your money for. Like, for example, when my clients sign up, they get a username. They create their own password. I don't take anybody's credit card. They have to put it in yourself. You can't say I stole it. You can't say none of that.
Ain't no fraud over here.
Look at how their business operates. And then also in addition to that, they create their own username and password, and then they can log in and see what's being done on their behalf.
Yeah, I like that.
Full transparency. So look at the business you signing up for. Do they even have a business license? Are they registered with the state? See if their company's in good standing. You can just do a name search on, I don't know what it is in Missouri, but for Kansas, it's kansas.gov. Like, you can type in my name and, it'll tell you if it's in good standing or not. Like, you can do those type of things. So check, and then fact check. Like, go to their page, look at their research, look at the information they putting out. Like, look at all of those things, because it plays a part. Like, you can tell a lot by a person by just watching.
It's funny you say all of that, because I went to so the Black Co is having the Boss Up Series 2.0, and the week that I went, a lady named LaMonica Madden said you have to invest at the level you want to play at. So it's like,
hey, bars,
right?
Bars.
I mean, I'm giving credit to her. She said it, follow her.
Like
I didn't get a chance to meet with her. I had to go, but LaMonica Madden, she said you got to invest at the level you want to play at. So my thing is, like, this is serious, and y'all know I've been on my soapbox a million times on this platform about having good credit to buy a home, not just squeezing in. Like, you have good credit, like, why not work on your credit, period, not just for a home, but like, my thing is, like you said, if they don't have all of these tools to help you be successful, legit tools, is that the person you want to go with to help you fix your credit? Credit is so important,
I've definitely had, so a couple months ago, my boyfriend was trying to get his credit up, and his credit score is not even low. It's like a 680. But he was trying to get it up, and he was going through, I don't know the girl's name, but she got a lot of people on Facebook that say they do their stuff with her, and then they never hear nothing back. But outside of that, I told him that it was a red flag when she didn't have no type of, like, what I'm going through now. Like, it's the same thing. You have, like, a login. You can log in, see what's being done. Makes you sign up for a credit monitoring service. It's not Credit Karma. And so everything is, like, legit. Like, he showed me the software and everything. But when my boyfriend was trying to fix his credit, the person that he was talking to, she was like, DM me your information. Like, he had to DM the information. It wasn't nowhere where he could. I'm like, you don't got nowhere you can, like, log in and see what she's doing. He was like, no, all I got is an email that she sent me that confirmed that she was gonna do it, but I DM'd everything and personal information. And I'm like,
that's crazy.
And it's crazy because a couple months after she was supposedly fixing his credit and nothing happened with it, we seen somebody had made a post about her, and a lot of people were sharing it, saying, "Oh, the same thing happened to me. I paid her $800
or something."
Huh? Saying I paid her.
I thought that's where she was going with it. She was out the bar.
I'm crying. No, they just paid her all this money, and she just kind of disappeared and never, like. And then of course, how Facebook is. You got people that's defending them. Like, y'all don't know what the reason could be. But there's no reason why you have multiple people.
It's not that many people
saying that.
Everybody
saying
might
have a one-off situation.
But it's not gonna be everybody.
I have had people that. I don't want to say people. I have had one particular person leave a bad review. And I'm very, very ethical and classy, so I will not name drop.
Right.
I will tell me.
But what? No, because you
Like,
will.
it was,
But
and that's why your credit score is
and
300.
Thank you for saying that. You could not please everybody. So I had
No, you
one
can't.
actually leave a review, and then I had another one who I ended up blocking. He was actually out of town. Y'all got like 50 things deleted off of his credit for him, and he went and had a late payment.
He mad at himself.
Talking about,
So
I
what's
want
he
your
mad at
grandma
you
to
for?
die and all this and that. I'm like,
What?
well, she's already passed away. But all right.
People are
I mean,
insane.
call me out my name, just everything. And I'm like, you do realize that I got 50 things deleted for you, and you do realize that you missed the payment.
I say it all the
But-
time. It's the accountability. Like, I saw
Yeah.
a realtor the other week, and it's nothing to... Y'all know how I feel about having the kind of credit score to buy a home. And they was bragging that they could help you get into a house under 580. And I'm like,
That's
in
not
my
cool,
opinion,
though.
that is so irresponsible.
like that. I
That's
don't
not
like that,
cute.
to be
It's
honest.
nothing cute about bragging, helping someone get in a home under 580. Because is it cute when they default on that house?
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, I just still
Thank
feel,
you.
yes, there are going to be some situations
Situations,
where
yeah.
having a lower score is because of this, and that. Maybe you really do have cash, and
Right.
maybe you've been 1099 or whatever. But most situations when you have low credit, it's because of
Being
you
irresponsible.
were irresponsible. You
Absolutely.
didn't
True
take
story.
accountability. So look how he
Yeah.
trying to take it out on you.
Yeah,
and
I'm like, it's right here.
Yeah.
You
See it
missed
all the
a
time.
late payment. You
They'll just
actually
ignore you.
missed
They'll just
two.
ignore you.
Yeah,
Ignore
and
you,
so
say
I ended
anything
up-
that they
I
did.
see it
I
all the
ended
time as
up
a
blocking
lender.
him, and I had to pray because I really felt bad because I really do this, and I'm like, okay, now Kecia, you don't know this, Kecia.
Oh God, here we go.
You don't know
From
this.
Wanda, here she
Well, you
comes.
know, I could send a letter and put you 50 steps back. Like, I could do all this, but I'm not. My integrity and my character, because I got to answer to
that
somebody
fight still in
higher
her,
than
but
him.
she fight a different way with her
Yeah.
Bible.
Come on.
But he
With the
was
sword.
he was really upset, and I just be like, "Dang, y'all, we are adults. We do
Yeah.
have to have
Right.
some type of
We have
accountability.
to.
Like you have to. Like, no, do we get it right all the time? Absolutely not. But to your comment, what you said, that 580 it's like cringeworthy, and like you said, it is one-off situations. But I liken that to C's get degrees, like. You
And
gonna
a
Why
lot
would
of
you
us-
wanna-
a
why
lot
would you
of
wanna
us have
just
been there.
barely?
Nobody's
It's
judging
mediocre.
you.
Yeah, but
Nobody's
it's
judging
like,
you, but you need to fix
come
it.
up, come up, like
Say that.
have a better
I think
mindset about things.
Even with piggybacking off of
Elevate.
that is not just accountability, but it's no self discipline.
yes,
Right.
It being able to have good credit is a hell of a fucking
it
thing
requires discipline.
Because if you
And
got a
yeah.
750,
So-
it's
To
so,
keep
it's
it-
so
to
easy
keep
to
it-
just be like, I want that new Tesla. I got the credit. I'm going to go get that new
Hey,
Tesla.
hey, that new Tesla. Hey, boy, let me.
go.
But also, like I said, it's totally different because not only, like I said, the discipline, but the financial literacy behind it. Because as you were starting out, you thought, okay, I got a little bit of money, I'm gonna buy a house, but at 470, you're not buying anything.
Man,
you
I
might be able to
couldn't
go
go
buy a
free
window.
water.
The only thing you can do, the
Right.
only thing you can get is the hell out their face.
Yeah.
No, that's right.
I love you, Bonnie.
That's right.
That's what I did.
and exactly that. So that's my biggest thing is yes, it is a huge responsibility for us. Now, like I said, I share a little bit different philosophy than Sheridan. Like I said, because my goal is to be able to help you buy a house. Now, I'm gonna help you be able to understand the process and what it takes, because buying a house is not easy.
It is not.
And so as we go through this process, you'll start to understand that. But I do have these buyer consultations with you, so you can start to understand that.
Yeah.
But I can't want it more than what you want.
Yeah.
Right.
Whether it's credit,
can't-
buying a
no,
house,
nothing.
You
anything
can't
else.
keep it for them.
Yeah.
Right.
I can't be calling you every month. Hey, your payment is due. Make sure your payment is due.
Right.
Like,
And for
that's
some
not,
people, that's cool.
yeah, and I'm not doing that. Because
Yeah,
I got
right.
my own payment.
Yeah, that
I gotta keep up with my own stuff.
But for some people, it's cool. Like they family then came there and seen them walk across the stage. They legit got the degree. You know, like you can get a degree with
Yeah,
C.
and
You
you could
can
do-
buy a house with a 580.
Yeah.
But for those type of people, it's discipline. The two things you need to accomplish any goal is discipline and sacrifice. And those are the two hardest things for people to do, because we live in a society where we want it and we want it now for whatever
Microwave
reason,
society.
J.G.
whether you're a
Wentworth.
first generation and you feel like you're going to, some people get it for the wrong reasons to stunt or whatever, but nobody wants to have discipline and nobody wants to sacrifice. So without those two things, you're not going to acquire any goal. So for those people, I'm going to be the first one in my house with a 5'8". If they could give me the house, I want the house. But it's like, That's cool. But then there are some people that are overachievers. It's like, no, I want the house with a low interest rate.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I talked to a girl
Without
earlier.
all those extra fees because I had the 580.
Exactly.
Right.
I got a question for you. So, like, I mean, we've kind of mentioned this a couple of times in the last episode, in this episode, and we were kind of heading that direction. So, elevating, thinking higher, being on a higher up level other than just, okay, I got enough to get in. I know this is a real estate podcast, but what are some of the other things having good credit can get you in life?
Oh, credit is, how can I describe it? Credit is the big dog. I mean, credit affords you the opportunity to, when life happens, you can afford for life to happen. You know,
Right.
like you
Say
don't want to
that.
ever have to use it.
Say
But
that.
my God,
Hold on. Say that again.
I don't even know what I said.
When
'cause
life-
I do that all the time. I do that all the time.
Credit affords you the opportunity when life happens to life actually can happen.
Yeah, it can happen because you have emergency situation. You can go out and or either you've got an amount on a credit card and you haven't used it, or you used it and you paid it off. When life happens, like, man, I got to get my family out of this situation, or I got to pay my rent, or whatever the case is. Like, you can afford for life to happen with credit, and also you save so much money. If we thinking about a 30-year term or note on a house, somebody with a 620 versus somebody with a 780.
Oh my gosh.
The interest that you're gonna save over the life of the loan is insane. So you looking at it, when you have good credit, it's all the money that you get to save and all the money that you don't have to put up front for something. Like, it's the big
Can I
dog.
say
Like,
something?
it literally is the big dog.
I just want to reiterate your point of that it can save you in situations where, like, you can afford for life to happen. So I didn't start doing research on credit until probably maybe I'm gonna say last year around May. And that's when I started helping. I told my boyfriend look into his credit, and he was like, "Oh, I got a pretty decent score." So we started looking at a few credit cards, and he ended up qualifying for the Amex Platinum card. Okay. And he was like, "Oh, I qualify for that." So with him having that before, I think recently something happened. He hit a pothole and it blew out his whole tire, messed his rim up and everything. Whereas before, he was like, usually I would have to be like, dang, now I got to come out of some money, come out of pocket. He was like, he literally said, good thing I got these credit cards because now I can, put this on there and I can pay and I don't have to come out of, $1,000 or whatever. Yeah, at one time, and being able to pay that back. So it definitely helps in those situations where you either don't have cash or you have cash and you might not want to spend your money or spend all that at the same time.
And that's the game. That's OPP. You down with OPP?
Yeah.
I'm definitely, well, you know what I'm saying.
Come on. OPM. You know, man.
She was rolling.
Come on.
I was going to let you cook.
Money,
I was going to let you cook with that one.
Maybe one, I don't know. Okay,
Other people's money, but no, that is the game, because the game is to keep more of what's yours. Because let's just keep it a buck. We come in the game and the race last.
Yeah.
We come in at a disadvantage from
got a
just
head start.
everything. Yeah, that's another story
yeah.
for another time. So
Big
when
time.
we do come in the game, like, at least you can be educated enough to where you can have a leg in the game, an arm in the game,
Right.
and that's what credit gives you. It gives you that opportunity. When you go from, anybody that has ever fixed their credit, when you go from, man, I hope, I don't know what their credit score is. Maybe I'm in Walmart, I might get approved, to knowing, run it.
Yeah.
Social
Right.
media.
Hey,
I know,
that's such
I'm
a good
like,
feeling.
Rip that Band-Aid off.
That's a good feeling, too.
It hits different. I'm so
It's
glad
scary,
you said
but rip
that.
that Band-Aid off.
I'm so glad you said that, because I wanted to say something when you said something. We gotta grow up, y'all.
Yeah.
That's what I tell people. I'm like, it's like you ain't checking the mail, you ain't doing it like you gonna. The mail gonna keep coming.
Them bills gonna
Open
come.
it
We
up.
are grown.
Come up with a solution. We know it's a problem. Okay, now that we got it's a problem out the way, let's focus on the solution. Like, we gonna have to deal with it. If you keep running from it, it's gonna get so big it might take you out. Like,
That's
we don't
where
want it to be.
bankruptcy gonna
Yeah,
come
we
in.
don't want it to be that. We want to be adults and we want to deal with the situation. We want to find a solution, and we want to start with what I like to call a brick a day. Start somewhere. If you drowning in debt, write them all down. I remember I had to do that. I was just like, okay, I'm gonna pay off this. I'm gonna pay off that. And the Holy Spirit said, how you just dibbling and that? Like, look at them, write them all down. I don't care how big and how small it is. Start with the smallest one. Once you pay that out and set it up. So I did. I started with the small. It was like a buck a card, $200-something. Okay, I'm gonna pay $50 every week until it's paid off. That's gonna be paid off on. And
you was
I
in
did
there
that.
running it up at Buckle.
That was when Rock Revival was.
Oh God!
I ain't heard Buckle in years.
Oh man!
Buckle got fire jeans. I still shop at Buckle. They got good quality jeans. But no, I said all that to say, like, we really have to be adults. But that's that discipline. That's that sacrifice. Okay, you ain't gonna be shopping no more. I actually froze all my credit cards one time. I think I wrote about it on Facebook. I froze them. I put them in the freezer because for me it was.
Oh no, you literally froze.
I
put them in a bag of water and I froze them because I knew it was gonna take too much time to put them in the microwave, defrost them, use them. Like I wasn't, but that's where.
Awesome.
Don't put them in the microwave.
No, I didn't. I ended up, when I did
defrost
them, like I defrosted them, but I did that because that's how serious I was about getting out of debt. I did that, and then I put my debit card up, so every time I got paid, I gave myself a $150 allowance, and then I filled my car up. I left my debit card at home, and then my $150 was for whatever. If I wanted my nails done, if I wanted to go out to eat, whatever. But once it was gone, I sat at home. That was the motto. Once it was gone, sit at home. But that's I was tired. So I had, when you get tired, you get desperate. So if it causes me freezing these credit cards, then that's what I got to do. I stop. These are press-ons. I don't be having no shame when the field I work in. I might have to bust some sheetrock real quick. I need them.
You be doing photo shoots. You can claim them on your taxes. Keep getting your nails done.
Well, I ain't had them done in so long.
I'm just telling you, though. That's a write-off.
I ain't had them done. But that was the thing I did. I started arching my own eyebrows. I started getting braids when I wasn't getting my hair. I went for a year just braiding my own hair. Like all kind of stuff. But that was the discipline because I was spending so much money on stuff. And people always like, I ain't got it. I bet if you look at your bank statement for a month, you got it somewhere.
I'm gonna stop you here because I'm gonna stop you here because the
eating out, nails, hair, lashes,
my
waxes.
problem is the premium accounts. I don't want no ads on YouTube.
Yeah.
Well, it's not even that for me because of the field we're in real estate.
Yeah.
That humbled me when I was buying my house and they told me I needed to submit my last 2 months of bank statements. And actually looking at what I was spending my money on, I said, what? Because when you do have the credit cards and you got money, in the bank in that regard, it's like it's caution to the wind.
Cool.
Yeah,
but then when you actually are in the saving mode to, like I said, the self-discipline mode, buying a house or buying a car, being able to start setting up wealth and different things like that, and you actually have to look yourself in the mirror.
It's
an ugly person.
Who the DoorDash be adding up?
Yeah, and so
be adding up.
I was like,
$1,000 this week conviction on food. My kids ate Chick-fil-A. It's $23. I'm like, 1 week I'm spending $100-something on Chick-fil-A, $400-something a month. That's a cardinal on Chick-fil-A. Y'all ain't getting no more Chick-fil-A. And
we
eating
honey butter biscuits though. They kind of.
Look, before we started the podcast, I just placed an order with our chef. It's $100 every time. That ain't no problem. Whatever. And now I'm looking at it. I'm like, dang, that would have been a week worth of groceries.
So this is a tip I want to give y'all. I don't know how much time.
Give us a gem because we about to end this one here. We'll be back with part 3.
This is how I look at stuff. If y'all don't take nothing else, take this. This is how I look at stuff because I'm an extremist. I'm very analytical. So for me, my number was like, okay, every 2 weeks I get my nails done. Back then, before I had stopped, it was, I would say about $50 a week. I'm like, okay, that's $100 a month. Ain't too bad when you make it $3,000-$4,000 a month. That's cool.
Yeah.
But when you do $100 a month times a year times $1,200, 10 years, I'm like, in 10 years, I spent $12,000 on getting my nails done.
The reality check.
Man, so then don't do your eyebrows 20, a wax 65, toes 50. You add it up and you like.
Oh, you running up the bag in there.
I am literally throwing away money. Literally.
See, for me, my self-discipline was my shoes.
Oh, Father
God. Off camera, we've had these discussions because she knows how much I buy shoes.
Oh, my God.
And she
Aisha,
knows. And
I love you.
She knows the amount that I've spent on shoes in a year.
What?
It was more than a down payment on the house.
Man.
For some people.
In a year?
But see,
it's children starving, Will.
No, thank you.
It's children out here starving.
Hey, no, thank
you. Let me speak to that.
What you say? You gonna still keep you in your
right? No, thank you.
But the caveat to that is nobody wants to work and not spoil themselves.
Right.
So I always tell people,
Yeah.
everybody has a vice. Yours is shoes.
Yeah.
Mine is purses and heels. You know, so everybody has a vice. It might be traveling. It might be whatever. So you have to reward yourself, but you have to reward yourself with discipline. If you're going to put it on a card, well, I just found out like last month, I didn't even know you could do trips on Klarna. Like you can do Afterpay and all that. I said, my next trip might be on. What? I can pay for something in October and go on and just pay. Okay, I see you, but
And
I
even
didn't
people
know
with
that.
money
So
like that.
you have to spoil yourself because we don't work hard for. That's what we work hard for.
But
to
it's
enjoy the finer
balance.
things.
It's self-discipline. It's
don't be ridiculous.
not. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I've been doing better this year though, so you be proud.
You about 15 in this year?
No, actually, I've only bought 3 pair of shoes this year so far.
This year?
One a month.
It's
There you
March.
go. One a month.
Really? Yeah, that's why you shop. I was
God.
literally buying maybe 10 to 15
It
pairs of
was
shoes
ridiculous.
a month.
A month?
A month.
It was ridiculous.
Oh, wow.
And
That's
not
crazy.
just I'm gonna go get some 92K Swiss.
Some
no,
Hey,
you know,
easy,
it's like-
exclusive.
it's
One-
super
like,
easy,
what?
you know.
No judgment.
And so it's so easy, like I said. But and that was thing, like I said, when I sat down with my wife and we had that discussion on next level for us. You know, we had the house. You know, I bought my house a year ago. You know, the kids are good. They have everything more than what. You know,
Oh, my
average.
gosh.
So they're
Tell me
spoiled
about
to death. So now it's like, okay, what's next?
What's next?
Got a couple of
Generation-
different.
Generational wealth.
Different other
Yeah.
investments
See-
and things like that. And that's what I'm working
Don't get
on
shared.
now.
No. I was gonna say I'm really glad that you on the show because I've been trying to work on my business credit, grow my business credit. I want to be where you at, you know, Alpha Omega, you know. So I'm like, I don't have no kids. I'm single. My bills are paid. You know, I don't do too much, but I do get my nails and lashes done every 2 weeks. I literally just went today. But I'm just like, but I want to level up. I want to. So it's been something I've been thinking about, like cutting back on. Like, I do kind of like. I'm not gonna lie. Today I spent $130 on nails and toes, and I'm like, man, that kind of stuff do be adding up. I used to do press-ons too. Maybe I should go back to that. But it's kind of, you got to look at yourself and think, you know, cut back. You know, I don't have cable at home. It's certain things I don't do, but I want to get to the next level. I want to get to a point where if I did want to do those things, I don't have to think about it
At all.
You know,
Yeah.
like right
Don't
now.
feel the guilt.
Yeah, I don't
like,
feel the
dang,
guilt.
I spent 130 on.
Yeah,
I coulda.
But I'm saying
That's
if
how
I
I
cut
feel.
back on that
Right.
now, it will open it up to where I can get to a point where I never think of that. Maybe I can bring my nail lady with me to my trip.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
And you can have somebody.
Yeah,
Ooh,
I'm
you
glad
rich,
that you was here
rich.
today.
That's that
No, I mean,
That's how I
but
feel.
that's the
No, I
level I want to
understand.
play on.
Yeah.
I understand. And, you know, and like I said, as we get ready to wrap up this segment, and what we will be back with part 3 and the final episode of the trilogy with our credit expert, like I said. But, you know, like I said, we've had a lot of different conversations on credit. The biggest thing I could tell you is, you know, understanding one discipline, like we've been teaching, not just self-discipline, but financial as well. Understanding, like I said, you don't have to live in a cave and hoard all your money.
Right.
Like, obviously, live life.
Live
That's
life
if you
to the
work-
fullest
If you work
every
hard,
day.
definitely do it. Definitely do it, but also in moderation.
Yeah.
And that's what
Be
something.
wise.
Yeah,
Be
like I said, be
wise.
wise and things like that. And so that's been, like I said, the biggest change for me this year.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, there's just certain things. Now I'm at a certain point. I got the shoes. You know, I
You
got
don't
the
want-
house.
it don't
I
tickle
got
your
this,
fancy no
yeah,
more.
like I
Yeah.
said,
Yeah.
now I'm always buy shoes. No, don't
Yeah,
get me
yeah,
wrong.
yeah.
That's
But
my
not-
thing.
But you like, what's the
But I'm
next
not
thing?
buying it.
20
I'm
a
not
month.
buying it. I'm not buying it at the level I was because I don't have to, because I have more than enough.
Yeah.
See, I want us to get to
And-
the point where we all like, we gonna shoot this podcast on Willis's yacht.
We about to be on a
Oh,
private
yeah.
jet
Yeah.
shooting
We
a
heading to
podcast.
Miami this week
Speak
to shoot
that.
the-
Hey,
Speak
we're gonna
that.
speak it into
And that's a
existence.
mind, and that's
Yeah,
that
speak
goes
that,
back
Sheridan.
to mindset. That's a mindset thing. But in
touching
order,
agreement.
Hey, speak
another
that
one of
thing,
my
speak
favorite
that
quotes
thing.
is you have to see it before you see it, so you could see it.
Mm-hmm.
And my pastor said that,
Bars?
and it's really
Bars.
it's really phenomenal. And you do, and then once you have. It all starts in the mind. That's why the Bible says, "As a man thinketh, so is he." That's where it all starts. So it
told
literally
you
is
she was gonna
nothing that
preach.
we can't do. But in addition to that, like once you see it, then you start making the necessary adjustments. And if nobody has ever seen The Secret, it used to be on Netflix.
Yeah.
But like it said, close your eyes and think about the lifestyle you want to live or your dream car or whatever. Like actually close your eyes and literally feel yourself like driving.
I was
like,
just talking about
man, I'm
this.
telling you, I
Just
see
talking
that
about
race.
this.
I see the stars. I see I see, and then like you and everybody that I have do that. They instantly get a smile. It's like you can feel it. Like you can, like I know it's gonna
and
happen.
write it down.
But that requires
And be specific.
So for me, when I sell a house, like he know, like this last time, like come on, sis, with the sign. I'm like, no. I don't want to take a picture with the sign. Like
she,
I'm ready.
she was not happy.
He like, all right.
She's like,
See you later.
hey, I was
Love
like,
you,
all right,
see
sis,
you later.
love you. You know, in that regard.
Like, no, I don't, because I'm going somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm ready to build an apartment complex.
I know that's right.
I don't
you know,
want to
hey.
sign on that when I don't even want nobody to know I built it. And I want the money without
You
the
need
fame.
to do a
and
syndication
that's
deal.
fine. Willis will definitely still be helping.
Yeah, of course
facilitating
you
that
will.
deal, in that regards here. But no, so as we come back to our next episode, we'll get into some things I know people are going to be asking, like disputing things. What are things we can get disputed and taken off of our credit? And you know, and usually how fast can we do that? What's some, you know, different laws that, you know, we can be able to use to be able to help our case and different things like that. So we'll get into some real good stuff here as we wrap up this trilogy. Once again, like, share, subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, podcast. We're everywhere. Once again, we are the For Real Podcast. We will be back with episode 3.
See y'all next time.